Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. Let me check, make sure my sound level is good. Yes, it is. Okay, today is Tuesday, so this is my only show for today. Those of you who have been with me for a long time may remember that I said once at the very beginning, really, of this channel, maybe within a year, and I told you that I saw Russian boots in the White House. Trump was president at the time. So I just read, that's why I was running a little late. Thank God I made it. It says, there's an opinion on Ross story. The title is Staggering Evidence Trove. Staggering Evidence Trove shows who put Trump in the White House and controls him still. And it's written by the Daily Mail. I don't know how, if it's a trash paper, I don't know. But the people it cited were Glenn Owen, Dan Hodges, Mark Hookham, sorry. And the assistant editor investigation is Daisy Graham Brown. I'm sure you guys probably know who these people are. Though that what sounds familiar to me is Glenn Owen, and then Hodges sounds familiar to me. But the point I'm trying to make is, when I read that, it makes me feel I was correct about 7, 8 years ago, when I shared the vision that I had, that I saw Russian boots protecting Trump in the White House. I feel that's what's still unfolding. And if you are watching everything, every move Trump makes, as we know, I don't think it's any secret anymore that there is a wing of the Republican Party who has very good contact with Putin and his inner circle. It's published in the newspapers and all of that. And every time I see those articles, it reminds me of this vision that I had. The only thing is, what I saw, the boots that I saw belonged to Russian soldiers, but that can have, first of all, they were protecting Trump. So they put Trump there, among other meaning it may have. Okay. But now, like the first topic on my title says, Trump is trying to change the way we vote, the election cycles. Not election cycles. Basically, what he wants to do is divide America into two countries, blue states from red states. He preferred to reside over red states. I have no idea. He probably thinks that's going to serve him well. I doubt it, and to a degree, I don't feel like that's true. But he's like I said as well. Orban is talking to Putin, passing information to Trump and his family, and his consiglieres on how to go about turning this country into a dictatorship. Now, some of you know Project 2025 better than I do. Okay, I bought the book, but I never got a chance to sit and read it. The point is, at this time, they are going to try to play around with our elections. That's why they had that FBI raid the Fulton County election office last week. And yesterday, he declared that Republicans should nationalize our elections, or at least the 15 or 17 states he mentioned. He's going to try to do it. Okay? And intuitively, I don't feel he's going to make it. All right? And if anything, every day he orders one of those pathetic things he wants to do, he's turning more of his supporters against him. In fact, I told you guys, I predicted last year in January, probably around this time, I said expect his poll numbers to drop in the 20s. I expected it to happen sooner, really. I expected it over the summer. But this morning I was listening, I'm not sure, I don't think it was CNN, I think it was MSNBC, because I keep flipping between the two channels because I don't watch Fox or any of those trash, they're lying, they annoy me. So, but I predicted his numbers would be in the 20s. It may have to do with immigration, I don't remember exactly, but one of his policies or initiatives, I think it has to do with immigration, I'm not sure. His poll numbers dropped down to 27%. And according to the lady the reporter, she said it's because Republicans are abandoning him. And that's not a prediction. And it's going to get worse, by the way. His poll numbers are not going to get any better. Okay? But intuitively, he knows he's not popular. He knows he's failing. And his dementia, whichever type he has, I don't know, he's getting worse. So he's getting more delusional. That's why, according to what I hear, according to reports, he wants to close the Kennedy Center for 2 years so he can repair it. Can you imagine how much money he wants to spend to fix the Kennedy Center? Probably, well, he just renovated it a couple of months ago. He is redoing the East Wing for over $500 million. And he wants to, build a tower similar to what they have in Paris, but he wants to make it more grandiose. That's going to cost a lot of money, and people are dying of hunger. Babies, he's cutting everybody's funds that Congress allotted to them. This guy has no conscience. But intuitively, I feel like saying none of those things. I don't understand. And according to what I read, and I'm not surprised, he's getting a lot of headaches over the East Wing situation. Okay, yes, it will be built. It may not be done before he leaves office. It won't be done before he leaves office, and changes are going to be made to it. That's my prediction. And I would be surprised if he's allowed to do anything, make any changes to the Kennedy Center. According to what I read yesterday, he's going to dismantle it, to the studs, I guess, or whatever it is they build it with, and change it. I don't feel that's going to happen either. And all those things, it's because he wants to put his name on everything. But my friends, intuitively, I don't feel he's going to be able to do all those things. And he has more headaches, more important things he's going to have to shift his focus. Because intuitively, I don't feel the Epstein files. They are more damaging stories that are yet to come out, that are yet to be told, information that will come out about his friendship with Epstein. I've said it before. This Epstein situation will contribute to his downfall. We haven't heard anything yet. He convinced Comer, among others, but he doesn't have to. All he has to do is say, what he wants. And people like Comer, and Mike Johnson and company, they run to do his bidding for him. But intuitively, in the near future, I don't feel those things are going to help him anymore. Because right now, intuitively, I feel he's oh, I did predict as well that the percentage of his base, those who will stay with him, who will continue to support him, is going to be very small. Well, all those things, believe it or not, it's a minority on the MAGA base who want the way we see those agents treat people in the streets, okay? Take down buildings and try to rebuild them, build, all kinds of stuff for no reason. And also, since they don't like, I guess, liberals, because some of them, they are openly, they don't like anyone who's any different from them. So they're going along with what he's saying. But it's a small minority of his base that are doing this. Like I predicted, the majority has or will abandon him. As you know, I can confuse time, but things are not working out. Okay? So, and also some of you still asking me, is he going to flee to Saudi Arabia? He's not going anywhere. Too much at stake. And let me tell you guys, intuitively, the people who he thinks are his friends are not his friends. I'm going to leave it that way. I'm not going to get any more specific. Okay? So the notion that he can do things, take part in activities, and not thinking that anyone is watching or taking notes of what's going on, big mistake. So that's why those of you who are worried about him taking off and not facing justice, when this thing ends, no. Reading what I am getting from Democrats, and they are already signaling it. And also, thank God for that. They no longer have their heads in the sand. Okay, trying to be good Americans and let people like Trump and the Republican Party take advantage of them. As we know, the Senator Schiff, among others, are doing their level best to protect our elections and also what Trump is putting together to cheat in the election. And let me tell you this, if you guys remember, I've been saying Democrats have to pay attention to everything Trump and Republicans and his willing enablers will do. And it seems like Democrats are doing everything. Thank God for that. Okay? They are keeping their eyes on the prize. Because we have wanting to, intuitively I feel Georgia is a start and a test point, and he has people he's working with. Okay? They can't go through the 700 boxes of documents, but at least they'll have a very good idea. And what's going on in Fulton County, among other counties, they're going to target, because this is only the first one, intuitively I feel. They're going to look at others if they can, because this is not going to be easy for him. And his lawsuits or whatever he does, state like New Jersey, New York, he's suing to gain access. that type of information, it's not going to work. He's going to lose. So he's not going to have any of those. And it feels like to me some of the red states that are going to just go along with him, he's not going to help his cause. But at this point, when I focus on Trump and what he wants to accomplish, it's not only excuse me, it's not only him. I feel a level of desperation behind the scenes because they did not expect Americans to stand up and take to the streets, and the numbers that they are taking. It's not only one space because of immigration. Okay? They thought they were going to be able to ride that out and to, just like Orban did, and that's according to Putin's instructions. And also, if you read the article, and that's not surprising, remember I told you guys, Putin is pulling the strings, okay? But according to that report, and that's what Putin did in Russia. It may not be exactly the same thing here. Trump, the Heritage Foundation, and those who are into dictatorship, they would want to see that in this country. Okay, that's why Trump is doing, suggesting we change our election. Republicans should take over. They should federalize. You know, it shouldn't be at the state level anymore. Whatever it is he wants to do. That's what he's being told or has been told to do in order for him, basically, and among with ICE, because what we're seeing ICE today is, according to their plans, this is nothing. Do you guys remember I told you there are 2 Project 2025 manuals? What's published is one. The second one that we don't know about or we've never seen has more stuff. How to convert ICE, the election, our economy, how to change everything, basically. And I said it 3 years ago now, how to manipulate the economy, okay, and the oligarchs accumulating more and more money so they can keep us, the little people, hungry, unhealthy. And if you look at the administration, everything they are doing, we don't stand a chance. So all these things are part of that second book and Putin and Orban's directions. That's what it feels like to me intuitively. Okay, but dictatorship is, and you know what? He's at a pretty good. He's accomplished quite a bit as far as, you know, turning this country into a dictatorship, but it's not going to work. And if he insists, this can turn very bad, unfortunately. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed nothing happens. Okay? But this election thing, he's not kidding. He means it, and that's just another step towards dictatorship. Because if they are able to get everybody's, you know, who vote, the voter rolls in every state, they can manipulate it, model, and all kind of stuff, how to go about preventing some people from voting. They are very creative. I'm sure you guys know that, given the way Republicans have gone into winning elections when it's close. According to experts, when it's close, it's easier for them to cheat as opposed to what's coming. But they can still cheat. They can pass law. He can make decrees, or he can scare people, immigrants or naturalized citizens, all kinds of stuff. Prevent us from, or scare us from voting. He can keep us from voting. But And to a degree, I don't feel he's going to succeed. And basically, dividing this country in two, that will fail as well. And, you know, as I'm saying this, he will lose, or will continue to lose, his MAGA base. The majority of them, I would be surprised if he's able to keep 20% of his MAGA base. That's my prediction. But he's failing already, like I have said and others have said. I never thought he would make it, but that's where we're going. Okay? And also, I made a prediction. I predicted that all the special elections that are to come, I said that a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember if I mentioned it again. Democrats are going to sweep. I thought that was worth repeating. Okay? And 1 second. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but it feels like there's more people are talking about it this morning. It's the whistleblower story against our DNI. Okay, she's a major part, obviously, and she's trying to help Trump. And I would not be surprised, my friends, if whatever it is she doesn't want to come out has to do with Russia. I may repeat, I don't think you guys heard me. I wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with Russia. Okay? So, and that's why I said yesterday, when this thing comes out and this administration is over, I would not be surprised if she goes to prison. Hopefully she'll get a good lawyer. Maybe that's what will keep her out. Maybe. And also someone else said this morning in a report, they repeated what I shouldn't say repeated, something I said yesterday, that network of prisons that Trump is trying to build. Well, Stephen Miller, okay, did not going to make it. But whatever they have, they would have to save one of those buildings to incarcerate the number of people that are going to go to prison from this administration. And I'm not kidding. It's going to be a huge number. That's my prediction. But any of those initiatives he's going out talking about, don't let it rattle you. Nothing is going to happen. Okay. Let me see there. Mr. McCartan says, these upcoming eclipses are not going to be good for the orange one. I agree with you. I've not looked into it, but when I read your post, you know, and the way I've been feeling for the past couple of days is not good. Okay? I'm still concerned about our country. But, yeah, the coming weeks the eclipses are not very good for him. Virgo girl says, Milou, what if we all changed our voter registration to Republicans? Thank you. I wouldn't do it. You know something? That's not going to help. Because first of all, people would know. That's number one. Number two, whatever application I felt in the past they were going to use, okay, is not only going to look at, well, they're going to look at your voting pattern, okay? If you've always voted Democrats, always voted Republicans, or you alternate, whatever, they're going to look for the pattern. That's what I feel. That's how I feel they're going to design the application that's going to sort and display the information about every single voter. They are able to, whatever voter role they have, it feels like to me that's how they're going to work it. Let's see what happens. So they would know you are not. They would look for. Would you even if you register Republicans, they look at the past. So they would still flag you. I don't think that would work, and I don't advise that because I'm not an expert on elections. But if I'm not mistaken, some places, if you register Republican, you have. Oh no, it's in primaries. You have to vote in the Republican primary and they have Democratic primary. Okay. Please let me know if that's true. But that's my understanding, but I've never had that problem. So, I mean, I don't remember since I've been here that I saw a president, a Republican president. I did not like neither one of the Bushes. You know, I respect Bush father more than I respect the son. Okay, but I didn't. You know, I trusted them. They're Americans. They're going to do what's good for the country. Okay, I simply did not like their policies. That's how I should put it. I didn't have anything against them personally. Okay, because they were not hurting anybody. Those two and who was. Those were the only two Republican presidents, if I'm not mistaken. Clinton was there for 8 years. And then, oh yeah, I didn't vote for Reagan. So, and Reagan, it's obvious. I had nothing against him personally. But some of the stuff he used to say, well, he came across to me, whether he was or not, I don't know. Okay. But he came across to me as intolerant. So there is no way I would vote for him as a Republican. But those are my, that's how I look at this. Okay. Oh, okay. Jose Villa Fan, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, Florida. If you register as an independent, you cannot vote on the primary either way. Oh, I didn't know that. See? That's probably what's confusing me. So if I understand how we vote, or we don't register and vote, you know, and cross parties. If I explain that wrong, I'm sorry, but it's confusing to me. But I try to give it my best shot. Maxine Lalucia says I have switched back and forth in the primaries. There you go. Welcome. Okay. Oh, really? Well, in Ukraine says Bush Sr. is in the files. I wouldn't be surprised because, I mean, not because he's going to do anything wrong. Bush Sr. to me will not. I mean, the guy is a former CIA, well, American CIA. He was, you know, he's too smart, Bush Sr., to let someone like Epstein put him in a position that can be detrimental to his career or anything else. That's the way I got Bush Sr. He's no fool, and he fought for his country. He's an amazing guy. I simply didn't like some of his policies, but I don't think he's a great American. Okay. Oh, was it? Josie Dog says every state is different. Exactly. Some states you don't have to register with. Oh, okay. You don't have to register with a party. All right. Sharon says that's correct. I work at the polls every election. That's good. They are looking for people like you, Sharon Jones. They're lucky to have you. That's for sure. Okay. I don't remember what I put on my this thing messes me up all the time. But anyway, the title for my video. The next thing I wanted to talk about, I believe, Milou behind the scenes is panicking. Okay. And his wife is as well, and she's more afraid than he is. Elonia Parish, but he is driving because we know when people in power are afraid, they do nasty things to others. That's what is driving some of Trump people in the White House. Okay, expect them to do something stupid. I would not be surprised if they insist even more going forward for their agents to brutalize people even more or do. Did you guys hear about? I mean, I explained this before, but they are beginning to use it. The amount of information they are collecting about people, anyone who participated in anything that they don't like, I'm going to leave it that way. Okay? They accumulate as much information as they possibly can about you, and they can disrupt your life in a lot of ways. So, those activities, it feels like to me, is going to create intuitively, okay, problems for those agents who are carrying out compiling those informations, and companies like Palantir, okay, who's creating applications. Right now, he's running around all bushy tail. I'm powerful. I have these, Republican Party supporting me. He too, I mean, every time I see him, I'm sure he's a very smart guy, when it comes to computers and stuff like that. This guy is so dumb, it's not funny. Because if he's not careful, he can lose his company. That's my prediction, and I'm going to stand by it. This guy is so arrogant, just like Musk and company. Because they succeeded in creating a company, they think they can tell everyone how to live their lives and what to do. That's part of the reason we are here. They support Trump, and also since they are connected with Putin, maybe since they are international businessmen, they fool up themselves. Intuitively, I feel, because I'm not saying anything that I'm making prediction. No. But all these people, they have links to Putin. And that's where we are, why we are where we are. And a lot of those oligarchs, they're going to have to face reality, intuitively, I feel, in the coming few years, because what's going on today is not going to last. That's my prediction. I don't want to go into more detail, but it's going to be okay. So hang in there. Let me see. Oh. Yeah, I spoke about that yesterday, and I don't want to talk about that situation. I mentioned it yesterday, and I asked for everyone to say a prayer for the Guthrie family. But I don't have a good feeling about this. That's why I don't want to say anything. I learned from, oh my God, what is our famous psychic? Unfortunately, we lost her. I don't remember her name right now, for something. I mean, she was good, and she thought she was helping people. But I learned from her, there are certain situations you stay away from, and mostly, if you heard what the sheriff said yesterday, I'm praying they find her and everything is okay. But when I heard the sheriff, it did not make me feel good. I feel sad and very sorry for Savannah and her family. But it's a challenging situation. Keep our fingers crossed and our prayers going for them. They need all that they can have right now. MC Kate said, On November 30th, 2018, George H.W. Bush, the 41st President of the United States and the 43rd Vice President, died from vascular Parkinson syndrome at his home in Houston, Texas. Oh, okay. He was Vice President and President. Yep. Whitney Allison Gigi said the same. I don't have good feelings on Savannah Guthrie's mom, and I don't think she was kidnapped but victim of foul play. Yet I just don't understand this. But we have some crazy people running around. Shane Greenwich says America acts like separate countries that work occasionally together. It's not united at all. This country from north to south should have the same laws and regulations. Well, or if you watch what Trump, you're right. If you watch what Trump is doing, that's basically what he's doing. He's favoring one side over the other, and then if he were to succeed, let me take one step further, okay? If he were to succeed in dividing the country the way he sees fit, the way that will help him, he won't stop there. What the half that he has under his control, he would try to divide it as well. That's the way he is. And these people, that's their personality, that's the way they are. They don't stop. They keep going. More and more, they want more. Because, you see, in his case, why would anyone, you come in, the economy is humming. No, it's not perfect. We're recovering from the pandemic, okay? But why destroy it? That's my question. That's why I said it was on purpose. I hesitate saying it. I don't understand why we are where we are economically. DRC 1989 says, what will come from Elon's ex-office rather than Paris this morning? Oh, I heard about that, but I thought it was you. So it's in Paris. Not good. Sylvia Brown, thank you, are in Ukraine and Sarajina, thank you. Yes, Sylvia Brown. She was pretty good. I liked her. She used to be in the Montel Williams show all the time. Okay. Pam Seed Cake says, there is smart and there is wise. Stephen Miller may be smart, but he's not wise, that's for sure. Okay. Yeah. Europe is going to take a bite out of Musk because of his arrogance and the way I'm not sure if this is the case that's going to make it happen. I would, the way I'm feeling this, as I'm saying this, I'm being reminded, not while Trump is in office. Watch what happened to Elon Musk once this thing is over, the Trump administration is over. Republicans are going to take a major step back, okay? And Trump no longer in office. The minority of his MAGA party that wants violence and stuff like that will crawl back under the rag they came from. And then a lot of those oligarchs will just stand there naked. Hopefully they'll be ready to pay for what they helped put this country through. That day is coming. They have no idea. Like Pam said, was that Pam who said that? They're smart, but they're not wise. And I don't understand Elon. And he thinks he's going to spending a lot of money trying to put Republican back in power. It's not going to work. Nope. Okay. There was something that came to mind, but I was busy running my mouth. I forgot what it was. Thank you very much. It's in the music, Diana, for generosity and the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, Diana says, thank you for sharing your gift and helping to keep our spirit calm. You're very welcome. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. But yes, let's see. I think this is it, friends. Shannon Bennett says agreed. I think it has to do with Russia as well. Yeah. Oh, and also the article I mentioned at the top of the show, they mentioned the connection with Putin. And you know what? Like I said, I think either yesterday or earlier last week. And according to this article I saw this morning, Putin has something on him. Okay. And basically they're blackmailing him in some ways. And last week I mentioned there is some place I read, I don't remember where, Epstein basically uses just like the guy who used to own BlackRock, I don't remember his name right now, he works for Trump. He said he called Epstein the blackmail king. He loves to blackmail people. He needs leverage in order for you to keep feeding him money so he can continue to live his lavish lifestyle. Okay, so I would not be surprised Epstein using his contacts, international contacts, Putin and others, okay, to keep, well, first, if he keeps feeding them information, and these people can have influence on others. Example, Trump, it feels like to me. Let's see what happens. All that stuff is going to come out in due time. And right now, people are getting more emboldened because they can sense he's getting weaker. And his support is getting weaker. And we are at a very dangerous point in this country right now. Like I've said many times before, the number of guns, and Republicans are going to be shocked how many liberals own guns too. Oh, that really pisses them off. They never thought. Sometimes I read on X or on Blue Sky. They don't like it when liberals, state their Second Amendment right to carry. No, they thought it was only them. But anyway, I'm saying this because that's what I feel is the dangerous situation in this country. The Second Amendment, and I'm not saying it's wrong. People arm themselves against governmental tyranny. I know you guys are experts, or I have some experts, and please tell me if I'm wrong. They are allowed to carry guns in order for them to defend themselves against tyranny. Am I right? Please, I want to know the answer to this, and then I'll go. You very much welcome, maybe more. Thank you for your support. Is that right, brother? Did I put it the right way? Somebody please let me know. The Irish Ranger, you're very welcome. Thank you for your support. I'm looking to see if I'm right. While I look, I'm going to thank you all for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, donate to my website is below the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel, please subscribe if you are not a subscriber, and please don't forget to tap on the notification bell and give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. I will see you all tomorrow. You're very welcome, Miss E, unless something major happens later, but I doubt it. At least not something big enough for me to come on. Unless, another killing, I'll come on. Okay, which is very possible. And because did you guys see a video that's circulating? An agent told somebody in front of a New Jersey assembly person or some kind of New Jersey official that they don't need a warrant. They can do whatever they want. All these people are going to find out, my friends, how wrong they were, and they'll be shocked at what's coming. I will see you all tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to watch how they're going to, dance around that when they have to face the way they went about abusing people's rights. Bye.